Hi guys, my name's Lauren House and this is Beyond the House on the Social Nostra Network, and I wanted to discuss affirmations today. I truly believe that every thought that you have is an investment into your future. Therefore, whatever you say has a pretty big weight. Every word that you choose has a significant amount of weight because whatever is said and whatever comes out of your mouth, whatever you think about, it has this ripple effect. So as soon as it comes out of your mouth, it's going to end up coming back, right? It's like water. You put your finger in the water and it ripples out and it comes right back. So with that being said, there are a few tips that I can go over. And I'm going to talk about writing affirmations as well as verbal affirmations. So the three things that you want to remember when you are saying or writing your affirmations are that it needs to be in the present tense, it needs to be positive, and it needs to be specific. And the reason why I say it needs to be specific is because I sell residential real estate, and I had this listing one time that was just sitting there forever. And I wanted it to go under contract. Like, I felt like I was letting my sellers down. I wasn't quite sure what else I could do. I didn't really think it deserved a price reduction. So what I did was I made it my affirmation. I said, the house on whatever street it was is going under contract on Sunday. And guess what? It went under contract on Sunday, but not the Sunday in the near future. It was like 2 or 3 Sundays after, and I couldn't help but laugh because I definitely got what I wanted, but it wasn't in the time frame that I asked for because I didn't ask for a time frame. So that was when I learned my lesson about how important it is to be specific. And for someone who is a little bossy, I am okay to boss around the universe or the angels or God or whoever it is that you believe in and let them know, hey, I want this to go under contract on Sunday, September, whatever this is, like it's okay to put a date on there. And that's what I mean when I say be specific. So with that being said, when you are writing your affirmations, I write mine 10 to 25 times. The current affirmation I have has been written for probably a year and a half. So I'm writing it a little bit less, and I changed the words around a little bit so that I have a few more action-oriented, I don't know what I'm looking for, so that it's a little bit more action-oriented in general. So when you're writing something, you can say, I enjoy making X amount of dollars a year. I enjoy going to the gym 3 days a week. I enjoy eating healthy foods. I must make X amount of dollars a year because it's now like imprinted on my soul that if I don't do something positive for my business in my spare time, a part of me feels like, okay, like I really could be doing something to get to my goal. So that's one way of going about it. But saying I enjoy, it's almost like a brainwash. If that makes sense, you're kind of almost brainwashing yourself, especially if you're somebody who eats junky food and you're trying to switch your life around and eat healthy food. Like you just have to convince yourself that you enjoy eating healthy food. And this comes through repetition, but it also comes with plugging emotion into it. And the emotion, in my opinion, is where verbal affirmations are a little bit easier because you can put your tone of voice in there. You can say it aloud. You can say it softly. You can say it in your head. Like there's just so many different ways and so many different levels of gumption, if you will, to contribute to the statement that you want to set as your intention. So with that being said, I'm going to give you an example of words. So for 2 weeks last year, I decided to take the term, there's not enough time in the day and I don't have enough time. Just those two things. I started saying it on a Sunday, and for the next 2 weeks, I said it frequently throughout the day, and I would realize how often I said it because I was so frustrated that I was always running late for everything. It was like getting ready for work and on the phone and answering emails. And then I was 15 minutes late to my appointment, which is rude to that person and not respecting their time. So it just became this vicious cycle. And so 2 Sundays later, I switched it to I have enough time. I'm always on time. And that was it. Just those 2 sentences, I switched it, and I cannot tell you how blown away I was at the fact that I was 15, ready, 15 minutes early. I was showing up to places early. Wasn't as overwhelmed just from these 2 sentences. And 2 weeks is long enough to start brainwashing yourself to believe something. So that is why I think affirmations are so important, is because I actually tested it for a month to see what the actions were that followed the statements that I was putting in my head and saying out loud. Because when you are overwhelmed and you're frustrated because you're late, you have a tendency to say it out loud, and you say it with force, and you say, oh, there's just not enough time in the day. And you say it like that. Well, guess what? That whole sentence and the amount of energy that you just gave that sentence is going to come back tenfold. And guess what? All you're going to have is more days where you don't have enough time because you just keep saying you don't have enough time. Same thing if you can't afford something. I hear every single day people saying, oh, I can't afford that. Sorry, I'm late. I'm always late. I hear it every single day. And it's very hard for me to keep my mouth shut and not say something like, well, maybe if you just changed your mindset, like you would be on time and you would have the money to do things you wanted to do. And I'm not saying that you start saying these for 2 weeks and all of a sudden like money appears in your bank and you're just good to go. That's not what I mean. But if anybody snowboards, you know that when your head goes one direction, your body follows. So to me, it's the best example I can give for a physical aspect rather than like just thinking things and they happen. But that's why there is the phrase, you are what you think, because you think you can and you can, you think you cannot and you can't. So there are all of these sayings for a reason. So that is the verbal section. And what I love about that is that you can control what you're saying. So on a day, in a moment when you're going down a rabbit hole of something that you don't want to be thinking about, personal, professional, relationship with a family member, something that you just, you're going to get in trouble if you keep thinking about it. This is a time when I remind myself that I need to go back and say what I'm grateful for, start saying affirmations. Maybe you're saying some things like, I am safe when I don't hear from this person, or, I'm not going to take this situation personally. Like the most powerful affirmations are going to be an I am and whatever follows it. But it doesn't always have to be in that context. And it can be, I am blessed, I am grateful, I am happy, I am content. You don't want to say, I am always running late, right? You say, I have enough time. So it's learning how to take what you want to say and switching it to that positive. So again, you want to say it in a positive mindset, you want to be specific, and you want to say it in the present tense. So again, back to the verbal, when you are speaking these things, if you can, think about the emotion that goes with being grateful, goes with seeing that paycheck, goes with being on time. Visualize yourself being on time. You're getting out of your car, you're walking up to the restaurant or the store, the office building. You're not in a hurry. You're not running in, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I'm late. You have time. And these little changes that you make will slowly, again, it might take a couple weeks to get there, and it's going to take practice on your part. This isn't something that comes overnight, but you will slowly start to notice the changes that it's like stepping stones. You're creating the foundation now for tomorrow, for in 2 weeks. And you're slowly going to be changing your life. And I know it sounds silly, but try it with small things such as time and see how that changes your life. And then you can start to go with bigger things. Thinking about what it would be like to have your perfect person in your life, like you see them hugging them and kissing them and smiling at them. And maybe you have like the butterflies or whatever it is. And these are like the little things that I'm giving you now, whether it's how much money you make or losing weight or whatever it is, those are going to be like the examples in the trial set. They're still going to be effective and they are still very important, but this is going to show you how powerful you are. And when you realize how powerful you are, you're going to want to test and see, how big can I make my life? How fulfilled can I make my life simply from saying words, from believing them, from visualizing it. This is manifesting. There is so much that goes into this, and every single thought, every single sentence, every single conversation you have is going to be an investment for your future. So why not choose your words wisely and say what you need to say in order to create the reality that you want to live in? If you have any questions, I am always happy to talk about this. It's my favorite topic ever. And I just suggest starting small and moving forward. It's going to take a little time to get there, but when you do, and it becomes a habit, you'll notice the differences. So again, my name is Lauren House, and I am the hostess of Beyond the House on the Social Nostra Network. Thank you so much for joining me. If you need to get in touch with me, my Instagram is on the bottom. Thank you.